Imagine this. Most people are quietly losing in life, not because they lack talent, but because their mental resilience is weak. We spend our days scrolling through social media, comparing ourselves to others, envying their success, and then we wonder why we feel stuck, powerless, or lost. We chase after comfort, yet we end up exhausted. We avoid pain, but still suffer every day. The brutal truth is, comfort is slowly killing us, while struggle, even though it feels harsh, plants the seeds of true strength. And here's a twist: many ancient philosophers understood long before smartphones and instant gratification. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and one of the greatest Stoic thinkers, once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you'll find strength." That statement is more than a quote, it's a weapon, a mindset, a way of living amid chaos, staying unshaken. Stoicism doesn't promise an easy life, it makes you unstoppable. Today, I want to dive into 8 ruthless Stoic laws that will push you to grow mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. These aren't just feel-good ideas, they are real truths tested in ancient Rome and still painfully relevant today. But before we get into it, if you're serious about growth, I need you to do one thing. Don't just sit back and watch this as if it's another motivational video. This isn't background noise or a quick fix, it's your wake-up call. Hit like right now, drop a comment as we go along, especially if a point hits home. Share this with someone who needs it. And most importantly, don't skip any part. Missing even one law could cost you clarity or courage when it matters most. Let's roll. Number 1. Embrace discomfort like a trusted friend. For so long, we've been conditioned to run from pain, but the Stoics taught us the opposite: to run toward it. Open your eyes and think about your biggest growth moments. Did they happen when everything was easy and relaxing, or did they happen when life knocked you down, forcing you to choose? Keep fighting or give up. Marcus Aurelius faced wars, betrayal, illness, and chaos, yet he led with calm. He didn't avoid discomfort, he invited it, knowing it would shape him into a stronger person. You see, the obstacle standing in your way is actually the way. Marcus said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." That's not just poetic fluff, that's law. Every challenge is a chance to sharpen your will, every delay tests your patience, and every rejection teaches resilience. Modern life screams at us, "Avoid pain." Stoicism whispers back, "Train for it." Whether it's a freezing cold shower, having a tough conversation, or grinding at the gym when you're dead tired, that's where your character is forged. Seneca, another Stoic sage, practiced sleeping on the floor, eating plain food, and wearing old clothes, not because he hated himself, but as a form of self-training. Why? So that when life pulls away the comforts, you're not shocked, you are ready. The truth is, discomfort isn't your enemy. It's a mirror showing you your true self, revealing who you're becoming. If you dodge small pains today, you'll only face bigger suffering tomorrow. But if you lean into discomfort, aware of what you're doing, something powerful happens to you. Stop fearing pain itself. That's the beginning of true freedom. Think of discomfort as a sparring partner. It might bruise you temporarily, but is ultimately building you stronger. Pick one small discomfort today, whether it's taking a cold shower, having an honest conversation, or sitting with boredom, and do it intentionally. Because the only way to become unstoppable is to stop running away. Drop this affirmation in the comments: "Discomfort is my training ground." Number 2. Stop being a slave to your feelings. How frequently do your emotions dictate your day? Someone cuts you off and suddenly you're furious. Plans get canceled and your mood tanks. Lazy day, skip the gym, skip your responsibilities, all because your feelings hijacked you. I get it. We all do. But here's the brutal truth. If your emotions rule you, you're in chain slaves to your feelings. Epictetus, a former slave who became a Stoic teacher, said, "Any person capable of angering you becomes your master." That's heavy. That means you only lose your peace because you permit it. That person who cut you off in traffic, you just handed over your calm. That breakup, you handed over your happiness. That rude comment online, You gave away your joy. Stoicism doesn't ask you to suppress your feelings. It teaches you to observe them, understand them, and choose how to respond rather than just reacting impulsively. Marcus Aurelius kept a journal, which became his meditations. He wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment." This is the kind of control we rarely talk about, the power to not let external things shake your inner peace. It's brutal because it means you can't blame others anymore. You can't say, "He made me mad" or "She ruined my day," because the truth is it's always your choice how to react. The good news: you can choose again. You can feel anger without acting on it. You can sense fear and keep moving forward. You can feel sadness but not drown in it. That's emotional resilience. Practice this. Next time you're triggered, pause, breathe. Then ask yourself, is this feeling useful right now? Respond deliberately. That's not robotic, it's mastery. When you stop being owned by your emotions, you become clear, calm, and powerful. You show up steadily and people start noticing. You aren't pushed around by every little thing anymore. In this emotionally chaotic world, that kind of stability, it's magnetic, it's unstoppable. Number 3, stop expecting life to be fair. One of the fastest ways to suffer is to believe the universe owes you fairness. Let that hit you. You work your ass off and someone lazier gets the promotion. You love deeply and they walk away. You do the right thing but still get punished. And then you get angry, feeling it's unfair. But here's the truth from Marcus Aurelius: you can commit injustice by doing nothing. Even he, as emperor, saw injustice daily. Instead of whining or spiraling, he grounded himself in one unshakable idea: life isn't about fairness, it's about strength. The Stoics expected that life would hand them pain, loss, betrayal, and change, and because they expected it, they were prepared. Honest talk. Fairness is a beautiful idea, but clutching onto it makes you weak. When you say "this isn't fair," what you often mean is "I don't like this, and I don't want to deal with it." But growth requires facing reality and moving forward anyway. Because life doesn't always reward effort. Sometimes bad things happen to good people, and evil wins. That's not negativity, it's reality. The difference between the average and the unstoppable. The average waits for fairness. The Stoic builds inner power so that nothing external can shake them. That doesn't mean becoming cold or heartless. It means that you stop waiting for the world to treat you right and start treating yourself with respect, regardless of circumstances. Seneca once said, "Sometimes, even to live is an act of courage, especially when life seems unfair." Instead of complaining, use pain as fuel. Make your skills indomitable. Love without expectations. Face betrayal with dignity. This is radical responsibility, not because everything is your fault, but because it's always your move. You don't control how life hits you, but you always control how you respond. That calm, warrior-like response—it's what makes you unstoppable. Remember, fairness isn't guaranteed, but freedom is earned one choice at a time. Number 4, focus on what you can control, then let go of the rest. The Stoics believed true power resides in a tiny, specific place, inside your control. Everything outside that, let it go. Epictetus summed it up: make the best use of what is in your power and accept the rest as it happens. The trap most fall into: trying to control other people, predict outcomes, obsess over details outside their reach, and thus feeling anxious or powerless. So, what's truly within your control? Your thoughts, choices, actions, and responses. Everything else. Opinions, luck, chance, uncertainty. You can't control the weather, but you can decide how to dress. You can't control if people like you, but you can control how you treat them. You can't control the economy, but you can control how much you learn, how you prepare, how you spend your time. That shift in focus, it's transformational. It reclaims your power. Instead of being pulled in dozens of directions by things you can't change, you stand firm-centered in your own actions. Imagine being in a storm at sea. The scared sailor screams at the wind, but the wise sailor grabs the wheel and navigates through the chaos. That's what calm and discipline look like. A simple practice: whenever stress hits, ask yourself, is this within my control? If yes, act. If not, let it go. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. When you live by this, others see you as unshakable, not because you control everything, but because you control yourself, no matter what life throws your way. Number 5. Practice voluntary hardship to develop an unbreakable will. Today, most folks chase comfort like it's a prize. The Stoics, meanwhile, challenged themselves first, not waiting for life to test them. Seneca, for example, suggested setting aside days to live with the barest minimum course clothes, simple food, minimal comfort. Why? To ask yourself, is this the hardship I feared? Voluntary discomfort isn't punishment, it's preparation. It's about building a mind that won't crack under pressure. Most people today avoid discomfort at all costs. They don't skip meals, sit still in silence, or go without convenience. But when real hardship hits, they're unprepared. They break, panic, blame others. The Stoics trained for tough days by deliberately choosing hardship. It's not about cruelty to oneself, but about becoming adaptable. You build willpower not by watching motivational videos, but through action: fasting, cold showers, saying no to luxuries, waking early, training when tired. These small choices add up, making you dangerous not because you're tough to others, but because you're resilient inside. Think about it. What if instead of running from hardship, you welcomed it? Practice being hungry, alone, cold, tired, rejected, bored, and do it with focus. Because at some point, life will throw more at you than you think you can handle. When it does, you want to be ready. Marcus Aurelius endured plagues, wars, betrayals, yet he remained calm because he expected hardship. When you expect it, it loses its power to paralyze. So don't ask, how can I make life easier? Ask instead, how can I become stronger? Challenge yourself intentionally to face discomfort and watch how you transform. Number 6. Detach from outcomes, fall in love with the process. Society tells us to obsess over results. Land the job, win the game, hit the target, earn praise. But Stoicism flips that script: detach from the outcome. Focus on the effort. Because you can't control what happens after you try, but you can control how you show up every day. Epictetus said, freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is achieved by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. When you cling to results, you set yourself up for suffering. You work hard, don't see immediate success, and then feel worthless. What if instead you love the process: showing up, the writing, the building, the learning? Because when your effort is rooted in focus and integrity, even if the final result isn't what you expected, you'll still have gained something meaningful. Here's the paradox. When you let go of needing specific outcomes, you often achieve more. You're not desperate, you aren't driven by validation. You're grounded in action. Marcus Aurelius said, never let the future disturb you. You will meet it, if you have to, with the same weapons of reason which today arm you against the present. That means, do your work now without attachment to what will happen. Write without longing for viral fame. Train for mastery, not just to win. Because when your worth isn't tied to results, you become unstoppable. You show up for the work, not the applause. And when you truly let go, a strange thing happens. You start to succeed more easily. You become less fragile, less dependent on external praise, and more rooted in discipline, purpose, and integrity. This shift in mindset, it's powerful. Number 7. Live with urgency and purpose. Think about death. Most people go through life convinced they have endless time. They delay dreams, cling to bad habits, stay stuck in dead-end relationships. But the Stoics meditated on death not to be morbid, but to wake us up. Marcus Aurelius said, you could leave life right now. Let that inform what you do, say, and think. That's not firth, that's freedom. It's the understanding that life is fleeting and we don't get to choose when it ends. Every moment wasted is gone forever. This truth demands your attention. No more waiting for someday. No more postponing. No guarantees for tomorrow. The Stoics practiced memento mori, remember that you must die. not to scare you but to keep you present. When you realize your time is limited, you stop wasting it on useless scrolling, endless arguing, or mediocrity. You start creating, loving, acting now. Seneca said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." You might not control how long you live, but you do control how deeply you live. Don't keep saying, "I'll do it next year." That's a trap. This is your moment, your time. The Stoic doesn't ignore death, they face it head on and say, "You will not catch me sleeping on my life." That awareness, it makes you alive. Live as if every day is borrowed time. When you do, you become magnetic focused, powerful. You stop chasing shallow validation and start moving with purpose. That's how you become truly unstoppable. Number 8, be a warrior for virtue, not approval. Let's be real, most people seek likes, praise, attention, applause. But the Stoic doesn't chase the crowd. They chase virtue. Marcus Aurelius said, "Just do the right thing, the rest doesn't matter." Live with integrity, speak honestly, keep your promises, train hard even when no one's watching. That's virtue, building a soul that can't be bought or swayed. Now here's the hard part. Doing what's right often isn't easy. It's tempting to lie, impress, seek approval. But every time you choose virtue over ease, you sharpen your character, becoming someone future versions of yourself respect. Seneca reminded us, "I will govern my life as if the whole world were watching me, both the one who sees and the one who doesn't." That's true strength. Integrity despite the crowd's absence or presence. In a world obsessed with superficial image and noise, the true Stoic stays genuine. They don't live for applause, they live for their principles. Even if they walk alone, they walk like it's the only path that matters. If you've made it this far, it means that inside you, something is awakening, ready to leave behind distractions, weaknesses, emotional chaos. Ready to step into something greater, not perfect but powerful, not controlling others but mastering yourself. Remember, the Stoic path isn't about comfort, it's about clarity. It offers direction and meaning even when everything around crumbles. Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus, they didn't write for easy times, they wrote to survive storms, battles, betrayals, and death with dignity. They taught us that true strength isn't in muscles or money. It's in the man who keeps his word, the woman who faces fears head-on, the soul that chooses to do right even when it's difficult. You don't need motivation or the perfect moment. You only need to start now. Train your mind, expect hardship, detach from outcomes, hold fast to your principles. Live as if your time is short, because it is. The best part, you don't need approval, no one needs to understand you. When you walk the Stoic way, you become unshakable from the inside, and that kind of power, it's rare and it's yours. Drop this in the comments. I am becoming unshakable day by day. If this resonates with you, if something inside you sparked, if you felt a truth, don't keep it to yourself. Like the video, comment your favorite law, share it with someone on their journey, and subscribe. We're building a community, thinkers, warriors, real ones, craving more than noisy people seeking purpose. Remember, no part of life is wasted. Every moment is training. Every challenge is a chance to grow. Keep showing up. Keep choosing strength. Don't stop until you become unstoppable.